Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently ready to deploy. The hoplite isn't quite done yet, but that's okay. We're going to deploy another time before this financial report for sure. So we're going to deploy now, and maybe we squeak in one more. It's going to be tight. I'm not sure that that's actually going to happen, but that kind of depends on how much damage we take, right? So let's hop into the command center here and see what we want to do. I want to do something more on the difficult side, not like, you know, these travel contracts level of difficulty as usual. We're not in a position to take a travel contract for right now. I'm definitely interested in potentially running this. Ah, yes, the trap. Okay, we could definitely run something like this. Salvage is not great. The max pay is not phenomenal either. Technically, this would be a better mission for us. This is a blackout mission, and who is the op for? Planetary government. You know, this seems pretty decent. This is not a free priority salvage, so we just run this straight down the middle, I think. Let's do it. Let's get this over with, and we'll see what we've got. So we've got our Centaur Shadowhawk in here right now. We're going to get our Scimitar in here. We're going to be bringing the Apollo, and we're going to be bringing the Trebuchet. We're maximized at 400 tons. That's fine. So Big Sly is, of course, our Scimitar pilot. And then we've got Brick, who is our Trebuchet pilot. And we've got T-Bone, who is our Apollo pilot. So that'll be absolutely phenomenal. Minimum of 5 tons in these. Yeah, that's fine. We don't care about that. We have plenty of tonnage there. So Darius is probably going to tell us that this is going to be rough, and he's probably wrong. Probably wrong. We're just going to proceed here. As usual, it's going to take a while to load, so I'll see you guys as soon as that's over. Okay, so here we are all loaded up, and let's hop on in and see what we've got in this blackout mission. So we know for a fact that there's going to be 2 stages to it. Yep, there are 2 main settlements in the area. We do indeed know how this goes. So it looks like we are in a slightly awkward position here. Actually, that could have been a lot worse in terms of positioning. Okay, so the first sitrep site is up over here. The secondary site is down here. We definitely see turrets over there. I think we just make our way onto this road, and we just make our way over to the sitrep site as soon as we can. So we're going to head on over. Yeah, this is not so bad. At first, I thought we landed partway up this cliff, which would have been very awkward indeed. But luckily, we didn't. So we're going to get out of here. We're going to start heading on up. Our allies are off over here. They're very, very long ways away from anything useful. We do see a pretty decent-looking turret there. That's a command bunker. Okay. So that's noted. We'll see what that ends up meaning. For now, we don't really know.
Aye, aye.
It's hard to say. That could be on our side. It could have already been taken over, I believe. I think that's the thing that can happen in blackout missions.
I'm walking here.
So we're going to head on up here. And we just need to make our way up through this. Hang on. Is there actually no road through here? No, there is. It just doesn't really look very road-like. Okay, I gotcha. We're fine. We're fine. So we're going to head on up over this way, and that is absolutely okay. There's quite a ways to go. No doubt about that, but luckily our Scimitar has started really moving now, so that's good. It'll have a hard time coming to a halt, but, you know, its brakes just aren't very good, and that's fine. There's definitely a command bunker over here, and we see another turret here, so there's definitely turrets on these turret emplacements. Whether they're friendly or not is another story, or I guess another question. Right now, of course, they're deactivated, so we can get up here this round if we want to. There are turrets up here as well. I'm going to wait for some of our mechs to close in a little closer. So we're going to bring the Shadowhawk up. We're going to bring the Apollo up, and the Trebuchet can just park about here for now. The Scimitar, its minimum distance is up over here. I'm going to actually put the Scimitar up in the blackout zone. And we'll figure out what's going on up here in this next round. So that'll be okay for now. What type of turrets are these? That's a standard LRM. That's a light shredder. Okay, so that's not the biggest of threats, but it's probably not great if that's against us. Okay, let's move up our Centaur here and establish our sitrep. What do we got? Nothing here? Okay. So we're just moving directly to the next location. Gotcha. In that case, that makes things easy. Sure. I'm not necessarily the happiest about it. It's not going to necessarily be great for our salvage. But, okay. I guess this will be a somewhat short one. We're okay with that. These blackouts can sometimes get very long. So it's reasonably fine. We just need to make our way to the second settlement here. And it will definitely take some time to get down there. Just a couple of rounds, so nothing too major. So the trebuchet and then the scimitar can park out over here for now. That'll be okay. So are we close enough to want to trigger this? Because we can probably trigger this next round. I think that the answer to that is we want our mechs to be a little closer. It would be our scimitar that would be triggering it, and the scimitar isn't very good, right? So that's probably not the greatest of ideas. The Shadowhawk is sticking pretty close to the centaur, and the trebuchet is actually keeping up pretty well as well. So for now, that's reasonably fine. We can deposit... Actually, I'm just going to tell the scimitar brace. Just stay put this round. Everything else can stay moving, but the scimitar is just going to stay put for now. Okay, the question now becomes, what does this base turn into the moment we trigger this, right? We do have allies that have closed in pretty close here. That'll be convenient for us. Okay, so the centaur is going to position here. Okay. So they've secured the site, but they haven't found the witness yet. So we're going to have to take out the local government forces here. Kaboom. And there's an occupying lance. What there isn't is active turrets. So that's intriguing.
Yes, Commander.
In that case, we're going to move our Shadowhawk up here, and the Apollo's going to come on up. We're still not in combat this round, so we can't fire this round, right? But we can definitely put our scimitar out over here in these trees for the time being. Spawn protection has been removed. We see a command van, we see a command van, we see a volley, and we see a striker. Wow, this is...
How can I help?
Far easier than expected. They have just spawned, so they have 12 evasive. I'm going to let them move first. So we're going to reserve here. We could definitely get in behind them. This is going to be very, very simple. Like, too simple. Are they going to be bringing in more? We're getting paid almost 1 million C-bills for this. I mean, sometimes that happens in RogueTech. Sometimes it's just like, you know, it's going to be super easy. And sometimes it's like, you know, I'm going to throw 37 Mad Cats at you, and all you have is lights. I mean, yeah, that wouldn't go very well. Sometimes that happens. You never know with RogueTech. They're shooting at our scimitar, getting a little bit of damage in there, but that's really not very relevant. That was the striker firing there. So the striker has now moved, and our centaur can now position in behind the striker.
Roger that.
And this is just free. The striker's dead.
Roger that.
Kaboom.
Battle
So one down. Next up is going to be this command van that moves. Okay, we'll see where it goes. It's got a ballistic and a missile weapon. It just shoots at our centaur. Okay.
That was sloppy, lad.
Okay, so our Shadowhawk is going to close in over this way. Yeah, we'll get this side arc shot on the command van. It's not the best hit odds, which is slightly surprising. We failed our sensor roll. That'll do it. Well, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, we get a little bit of damage in there. Failing the sensor roll is not ideal, right? There's no doubt about that. Nothing you can really do about it. It just kind of happens. As our mech warriors get better, it'll happen less. So they're shooting at this command van, and they killed the command van. Okay, cool. So that's half of the lance gone. And we'll see what happens with their 2 Phase 13 movers. So they've got the volley here, which of course is a Mars boat. No real problem there. And it did not move. And then they've got this command van back here. So our trebuchet can position... I thought I saw somewhere where we had unobstructed LOS. Yes, unobstructed side arc LOS in ideal range. Perfect. These hit odds are still lower than expected. We failed the sensor roll. Okay. So that's fine. We'll hit the volley there, and it's not going to die, but that's okay. We don't really expect it to. Let's see what this plainsman does. Not a whole lot, probably, but it could theoretically. Yeah, not a whole lot there. Not shocked about that. So now that other command van is moving, and it fires on this allied Griffin. We really don't care about that. Like, we really don't care about that. We could bring our scimitar around somewhere over like here to fire on this command van. We can also fire rear arc on the volley if we so choose. And that is the better hit odds here. But that thing is so close to dead. I think we fire on the command van. Odds are not the best, but we'll see what we get. 9 damage. Not ideal.
Yes, Commander.
But the reason why I wanted to do that is because it's actually pretty likely that our Apollo takes out the volley here. Even with these low hit odds, it's reasonably likely. And if it doesn't, we'll have plenty of other opportunities.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
Okay, we hit it with 2 missiles. Sure, that's fine. So we'll have an allied turn here. The allies could kill it too. And they didn't. Okay, this guy is the one that they're looking for, and he just finished setting up a trap. Turrets are coming back online. We now have turret backup. Okay, not like we need that.
Got your back.
That's definitely unnecessary, shall we say. I'm going to move our Centaur over here. We're going to hit the volley, which is, or rather the command van, which is harder for us to get to with our other vehicles. And it's out of here. Fully expected. This was a very, very simple mission. No doubt about that. Sometimes that happens. What is going on over here? I don't know, but the sling is firing on the volley. It could easily kill it here, and it does. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Wow, that was really, really easy for a, what was that, 1.5 skull? I mean, 1.5 skull isn't a lot of difficulty, but for this planet, that's definitely on the upper end. And 1.5 million overall pay, that was remarkably easy. We'll take a free mission. That's absolutely great. In terms of salvage, it's a good thing we didn't have a free priority salvage because we're not interested in very much there. We took a tiny amount of damage to our Centaur. Nobody else took any damage. So that's pretty free, all things considered. I suppose we could take like a Mars here. We could just take an LRM-15. Engine Core 140. There's really not that much great here. There really isn't. We could take mine LRMs. I don't really like mine LRMs. They're good, don't get me wrong, but I'm not the biggest of fans. I think we'll take the Mars, just in case. What type of ammo does this fire? It's just rocket ammo? Okay, gotcha. So it has internal ammo, carries 6 salvos. Sure, we'll definitely take the Mars. I think we'll take the LRM-15, and maybe like 2 Streak SRM-2s? You need Streak SRM-2 ammo? No, okay. Well, we might not be able to utilize it right away. We'll call that good for now. And I think we're just going to get our repairs done on the Centaur and immediately deploy again. I'm hoping that we can get that done before the financial report. That's in 5 days, so it's going to be a little bit squeaky whether we manage to get that one done. But it should, in theory, be a viable option, I think. I think that's a thing we can do. And then we'll just deploy again, because that was a really quick one. Incredibly quick. Like, too quick. Suspiciously quick. To the point where I'm wondering, what are you going to throw at us soon, RogueTech? I don't think RogueTech works that way, to be clear. I think it's just random. But it feels like it does sometimes. Yeah, 1 day to repair? That's great. So we're certainly going to be able to head out here one more time. So the Centaur is now fully repaired. All of our mech warriors are back. We've got 2 days before the financial report. Let's check to see if anybody needs training real quick. Big Sly could use training. He's our scimitar pilot. I think, honestly, giving him gunnery and bandit would be okay for him. The critical hit chance is really solid. Alternatively, we could give him something like Tactician, but I think we're going to go for Bandit for him. We're not going to have him in the Scimitar forever. I'm going to want him in some sort of a backstab vehicle eventually, but for now, that'll do. That'll be absolutely fine for the moment. And we're ready to just deploy again, I think. Wait a sec. I just checked Big Sly. I didn't check anyone else. Okay, Brick. Yep. Let's see what we've got here.
I'm ready.
Okay, that's it. That is it. So we're going to hop into the command center, and we are going to try that one again. I still want a relatively high difficulty. There's this battle. This one is intended to be a trap, so there is that. This is Word of Blake that we would be fighting here. For the local government, 1.7 million max pay. In theory, it's only one enemy lance. Let's give it a go. This is... I think we just run it straight down the middle here. It's not a free priority salvage in any direction. So I think we just run it straight down the middle. This is a higher risk mission, certainly. It's Word of Blake, so we'll see how it ends up going. At the bare minimum, we're going to face 6 units. Darius thinks this will be hard. He thought the last mission would be hard too. Darius is almost always wrong. Never listen to Darius. As usual, it'll be a long loading time, so I will see you guys in just a moment. Okay, so here we are, ready to go again, and let's see if this one is as easy as the last. I doubt it. I imagine this to be significantly harder. We got them right out in the open. Okay, they're apparently amateurs, and we'll see how that's going. We do have allies. And the real question is there going to be another Blakist Lance? We are going to spawn right around over here. It's partway up the hill. And they're basically on top of the hill. So they have a good position on us. But we'll have spawn protection for this first round. And we'll be able to move through these trees and just push our way up the hill. That's the overall idea here. So we've got an urban mech over here. We've got a Shiv. And that's all we see for now.
Talk to me.
I don't know. Maybe we have ridiculous luck right now. We'll see. We're going to park right up over here for the moment. We do now see a Hussar, a Cyclone, and a Galleon. Okay, that's more like it. That's only 5. There's a 6th out there somewhere. Where? We don't know. So we have a Guardian CDT moving up, and our Shadowhawk is going to sprint forward just as far as it can. Cool. That's a gun technical? Okay. Ah, there is a 6th out over here. There's the Galleon, the Shiv, and the Ripper. Gotcha. This doesn't look too spooky. That urban mech is likely to be the largest threat to us here. This is the RM60 variant. That's the version with the AC-20 and the small laser, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. That urban mech needs to be eliminated. Any way we slice it, it's going to be a problem. And it probably is that variant. I think the RM60 is the standard variant. I can't remember. It's been a while. We're going to move our Trebuchet up for now. And that Cyclone is closing in a bit. The Irby... Okay, that's a really good position for us. I like it. Because from here, I think we can get our Centaur in behind it, backstab the Irby, and immediately eliminate it. Have no problems with the Irby whatsoever. So next round spawn protection is going to drop, right? They have a couple of helicopters. We have our Scimitar here, and that's going to need to start its acceleration. There we go. Next round, it'll be moving pretty quick. Okay. Round 3, spawn protection has been removed. We do not get into rear arc of this Irby. We can get into side. Is side arc good enough? Well, we know that this is the side with the autocannon, right? So we would want to get up over here if we were going to go anywhere. But that does block LOS for others. Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe we let the Irby move once. It might be a mistake. But that would let it come forward. It would get one shot with its AC-20. And we'd just hope it didn't murder us horribly. The Hussar backs off a bit and fires on our Apollo. Okay, that's fine. We may still eliminate the urban mech with like LRMs and such. We can definitely hop up here with our Apollo. We can position here, checking hit odds, 50% hit odds. On the Hussar, this is side arc, but 37. Okay. We have to figure that the urban mech is in cover. The Hussar is not. So that is going to help the Irby. Or is it in cover? It doesn't actually have the cover buff, but I think it's in cover there. It's an AC 10. Okay, we're much less concerned. I'm going to hit the Hussar. Structure exposure, hip destruction on the Hussar. I like it. And because we're now far less concerned, because this is the AC 10 variant of the Urban Mech, we are absolutely fine with letting it move first. So that is going to be the plan here. Next up, our Centaur is still going to be reserved.
Let them make the first mistake.
Okay, now the Irby is going to move. Odd positioning.
Receiving you.
That is very odd positioning. We're going to move our Trebuchet up over here, and I'm going to fire again on this Hussar. We have exposed structure over here. Wow, it has like no armor. Okay, so we're just going to fire on it and see what we can get done there. Upper leg destruction. We did make it unsteady, so it loses its evasive. Cool. Allies are closing in, but they're not really getting all that much done at this moment. I'm going to position here, continuing to fire on the Hussar. Very little damage there, to be honest. It's obstructed LOS, so I'm not hugely shocked about that one. Okay, so we're going to continue to close in here. Next up is going to be our Shadowhawk, which is currently lagging a little bit behind. We could move our... That was a fair amount of damage into the Centaur. Was that a one-shot weapon doing the 60 with the missile? Yes, it was. Okay, noted. So our Shadowhawk can move up. Alternatively, we could get our Centaur out over here into... Is this quite rear arc? Not quite rear arc. Okay, I was hoping to get a rear arc on the Irby here. Side arc will have to do. This is not the side arc with the AC-10, but we don't actually care that much. We could still get the kill on the Irby here. So let's see what happens.
Everything I've got.
Unfortunately, we just don't quite make it into rear arc. One more hex than we would have, I think. But we did get a head hit on the Irby anyway, and we softened it up. So that's reasonably fine for the moment. Significant damage to this Hussar as well. So the Cyclone moves up, fires on our Centaur, misses its PPC, but hits with 2 lasers there. Okay. That's reasonably fine as well. So at this point, our Shadowhawk is going to sprint forward as far as it can. We can hit this same side on the Irby, or we can go for the kill on the Hussar. I'm going to go for the kill.
Firing.
Torso arm destructions there.
Critical hit.
Lower leg destruction. Unfortunately, we didn't quite take out that leg. But this guy is stricken, no doubt about it. The Hussar will die very, very soon. It could die to allied fire. We'll see if that happens. They're shooting at our Shadowhawk, getting quite a lot of damage in there. But I think those were rockets. I think that was a one-shot sort of thing. Oh yeah, that galleon has like nothing left. Cool. So our Shadowhawk is going to close in up over here.
Confirmed.
Once again, going for the kill shot on the Hussar. And there we go. It is out of here.
Tango down.
Phenomenal. Next up, the gun technical fires on this Shiv and gets absolutely nothing done. That is not shocking in the least. Who are they going to move next? That'll be the Shiv, looks like. So yeah, that AGM-10 is the threatening weapon there. Of course, it is out at this point. So it continues to fire on our Scimitar. Actually gets a number of hits there, but that's fine. Not a huge concern. Our armor is holding for now.
How can I help?
Okay, the Centaur is absolutely going to move into rear arc of the Irby here. And we're going to take this kill shot on the Irby. And there we go. -1 Irby. Phenomenal.
That's one less hostile on the field.
So next up, the Cobra Transport moves up, fires on that Shiv. That is fine. We're probably going to start focusing on the Shiv with our fire support mechs, given LOS here. This is not in perfect ideal range here. We'll just check hit odds. 20%. Technically, hit odds are best on the Shiv. Okay, we'll give it a go. This is an overheat alert. And there we go. It's out of here. So that's half of the Blakist Lance gone. Phenomenal. Next up is going to be one of our allies moving. So then we're going to, of course, have these 3 remaining units. That's a flintlock. Okay, that really doesn't matter. We're going to move up with our Apollo for now. This Ripper is the only thing that we have LOS on, so we're going to fire on that. We don't get it shot down just yet, but that's okay. So who do they move now? That'll be the Cyclone. Sure, no problem there. Our Scimitar will be moving shortly. Cyclone moves up, fires on our Apollo, misses the PPC, just a medium laser hit. That's really deeply unconcerning. Phenomenal.
I'm ready.
And our Scimitar is going to want to move into ideal range on this Ripper for the AC-5. No sensors. Okay. Well, we'll pot shot it. Yeah, no hits there. I kind of thought that would be the case the moment I saw that
Reporting
no
negative
sensor
damage.
roll, and I was like, "Ugh." Okay, it's fine. We'll get it shot down, no concerns. So phase 10, that is going to be the Ripper moving now. I was hoping that we'd get it shot down there, but we didn't get the rolls we needed. Medium laser hit on the Apollo, no big concern.
A tickle.
Cool. Okay, phase 6 is now the Galleon, which all that has is a single machine gun. Oh no! Anyway, we took 1 damage
Taking
there.
minimal damage.
That is extraordinarily unthreatening.
Talk to me.
Our Centaur can now move in to rear arc on this Cyclone, and that is indeed exactly what we're going to do. We're going to hit this Cyclone rear arc. This looks like a kill shot to me. Assuming we roll quasi-okay.
Confirm.
And we didn't. Okay. Well, that's fine. We at least took out the evasive. So this Cyclone is very close to dead, but our damage spread out a lot. Okay, it shoots at our Scimitar. It actually got a structure exposure on the Scimitar. That is remarkable,
My armor.
Barely a scratch.
because that means that the Scimitar is extraordinarily close to dead. Just because of the way that vehicles work. I didn't expect it to be quite that low on armor at this time. Okay,
Awaiting orders.
so the Shadowhawk needs to get closed in over here, right? I think that our goal here is going to be to shoot down the Ripper with the Shadowhawk. I'm going to fire the M-Pod because the Ripper's got to go. We didn't get it shot down. Not yet. When do we move our vehicle? Right now.
I'm
Okay.
receiving you.
I'm going to move up with our Apollo here. And we're going to fire on this Ripper. This is likely a shoot down. There we go. It's out of here.
That's a kill.
Phenomenal.
Yes, Commander.
Now, the Scimitar. We need to protect its left side here. So it would need to be facing like opposite direction, right? So the left side would be out over here then. So we'll position it here for now. Its weak side is here, in theory. Assuming I've gotten my calculations correct. We're going to take out the Cyclone. There we go. And all that Galleon has is a singular machine gun.
Yes, Commander.
So now our Trebuchet is going to sprint forward. We're probably not going to fire this round because of heat and hit odds. The Galleon could theoretically move out and attack us in our weak side on our Scimitar. We'll see if that actually happens. The Galleon hasn't actually moved yet. It goes for the Shadowhawk. So we're clear here. This is absolutely great. No issue whatsoever there. I didn't really look at the Scimitar's armor distribution. They really concentrated their fire on that side.
got
So
your
that's
back.
fair enough. So I do want to get into a position, rear arc over here. We're going to take
Roger
some
that.
burn damage from the Centaur. That's fine. But this Galleon should probably be dead from this. And indeed it is. Phenomenal.
Battle neck down.
So there we go. A milk run just as we expected. Well, maybe you expected that, Darius. Actually, you didn't. Darius, you told me that that was going to be hard. Darius is wrong until he isn't. That's the way this works. So that's all great. We got 2 missions done in 1 episode. That's kind of insane. As far as salvage goes, there's probably not too much that we're interested in from that. Probably not. Let's see what's available here. mostly we got 1.1 million C-bills, right? That's going to be kind of huge. Absolutely great. So let's see what we've got here. We took a little bit of damage, armor damage, but that shouldn't be too bad to repair. There is a full hussar available here. We would probably end up just scrapping it. I'm interested in this PPC, actually. We'll take the PPC, and maybe we end up getting the hussar, but I don't think it works that way. We could take 4 rocket 10s, I guess. Sure, why not? PPC and 4 rocket 10s. Okay, looks good. Excellent. Now the question is, how much is this going to cost to repair? I don't think it'll be that much, to be honest. My estimation is like 25K. I believe vehicles are still in the armor repairs instantly for free category. I think there was some changes done to that at some point along the line, but I think that our vehicles still repair instantly. Maybe they don't repair for free anymore? I don't know. We'll have to check. So let's see what's going on here. What do you got, Yang? Any moment now. But honestly, both of those went extraordinarily well. No real issues with any of that. We didn't even take internal damage on our scimitar, so 30K in 13 days? Okay, do it. That'll be fine. So yeah, we can see that we're not actually repairing our vehicle. That just instantly repairs, I believe. So we'll do something along the lines of this. The hoplite will be done, and that's absolutely great. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to take this financial report, and we are going to possibly start thinking about going to a more difficult planet. I think that we're definitely getting to that point. You can leave your offerings in the engagement gods, or rather to the engagement gods, in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.